can't believe you fell for that.
Oh, my grandfather died trying to jumpstart a car.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just joking around.
I can't believe you fell for that!
Mortgage rates climb for the fifth straight week, pushed by Iran war worries. It's not the only thing. I mean, look at the look at the whole economy on the whole. The whole economy on the whole. But seriously, though, let's talk about this for half a second. I just came back from Canada. My uncle passed away at 93. Big win for him. I think he was an amazing man. He raised an amazing man. My cousin, 6 weeks older than me, 10 times smarter. We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on, and it's funny because from outside the U.S., it's like a circus when they look at the U.S. politics and what's going on in the economy and all that, because it's really affected by everything. And, you know, it's nice to see a different point of view. And it's true, right? We had Spirit Airline crashing out. We have over 100,000 people getting laid off in the tech sector. The automotive industry is not doing super well. We have the Iran war, and we're fighting inflation, and the Dow Jones is finally capitulating, saying, you know what, it's not doing that great. So now we have Bitcoin going up over 100,000, and that's great, right? So what's going on? I still think this is very political. And I think we're going to see rates come down this month. I'm not sure exactly when it comes, but right now we're at 6.3 to 6.6, depending on where you are for rates. And that's enough to keep people off the market. And they're like, I'm going to wait until the rate comes down. It just makes sense. It went down below 6% in early March. I'm going to wait until that happens again. So I would, but what happens if it doesn't happen? I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's go into this real quick, see what they say. Average U.S. mortgage rates climbed again for the fifth week in a row. We're seeing this go up. We're at 6.3%. It's actually 6.6, but, you know, because the average is coming in. So the Zillow economist, mortgage shock fueled by bond market turmoil linked to the war in Iran, could stall the spring housing market if the conflict. Here's the problem, right? I have 3 listings going, and they're all going, hey, where the hell's my offers? Where's all my offers? Why is my house not selling? So you wanted this price. When the market contracts, people are willing to pay less for your house. And there's nothing really we can do to stop that except for wait for the market to change. What's the way the market can change? What's a way the market can change? The market will change by lowering the rates, lowering inflation, adding more jobs, stopping the Iran war, stop playing the tariff game, helping Spirit Airlines survive. By the way, I did sign up for Let's Buy Spirit Airline thing. I made my pledge because why not? If I can be an owner of an airline, why not? It would be kind of fun. But here's the deal. We knew this going into it. When the American public voted for Trump, we knew that this was going to be part of the issue. He had to change things up a lot to make it change. And a lot of people still think that's good. It sucks for sellers right now, but you know what? It's been almost 30 years that sellers have been spoiled. That's like 2 generations of people coming and going and buying houses and figuring it out. So it's kind of nice to see the market change up a little bit, right? Okay. And then here's today's jumbo rate, which is 5.6, 5.9. And then the 30-year is 6.44. And obviously you can go down. We usually talk about that on Thursdays. Fitch says pair of Fed rate cuts still on the table, 2026. Says the U.S. in a cooling labor market and slowing wage growth should lead the Federal Reserve to cut rates twice in 2026. Although the risk of fewer cuts this year is increasing, and as inflation rises in response to the energy price shock, the report said the risk of oil prices remaining much higher for longer has increased. So on top of that, we're paying more for gas, right? Aggregate household mortgage exceeds 13 trillion, See, tariff and oil-related inflationary pressures may lead to, we already talked about that. Okay, Cupertino House of the Week. This is Ann Arbor Court, not my listing. $3.375 million for a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,100 square foot, built in 1978, and it's right here. That's De Anza, that's the Villages over there. So it's a nice older home. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Older kitchen, they painted it, it looked nice, they staged it up, but this is a plain Jane house for $3.5 million, or 0.7, 3 3/4, right? Doesn't even have air conditioning. Nope, doesn't even have air conditioning. So there you go. That's what you get for $3.5 million and 3.375. There you go. Willow Glen house of the week, Blewett Ave, not my listing, $1.7 million, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,600 square feet, little tiny cottage, and it's walking distance to downtown Willow Glen, which is Lincoln Ave, and there you go. So maybe they flipped it inside. Let's go take a look at the kitchen. Yep, they did. They flipped it. It's nice. Hey, this is beautiful, right? If you're going to buy a house and flip it, this is the way to do it. New floors, new kitchen, new bathrooms, new windows, new lights. Make it look modern, make it look inviting. There you go. $0.7 million for a smaller home. Luxury home of the week. This is Almendral Ave, not my listing. $36 million, 6 bedrooms, 7 full baths and 4 half baths, 11,000 square feet, built in 2023. And it's Adelante. Oh, sorry. There you go. Right there. In case you want to know where it is about, we can go take a look. Just let me know. We can go set up a private showing, or you can do an open house. Probably don't do open houses with these kinds of houses. Look at that walk-in closet. A closet that has a closet inside the closet. Crazy times. Workout room, walk-in sauna, and probably steam room, steam shower, gigantic wine cellar, big office. Yep. Sign me up. I'll pledge for that too if I had $36 million. Okay, what happens when you partner with me to sell your home? I let your house stand out by advertising for it. I have digital advertising, and we go through this every week. And I send comps and the numbers of impressions and how many people have looked at your house, etc. And it's telling, because when you do this, it really helps people understand the extra steps that we go to sell your house, get your house ready to sell, right? Like we prepare it. We had the landscaping done. We had pool, we had cleaners, we had everything fixed. And now we had the marketing, we have houses coming in. But on top of that, we advertise your house across multiple platforms and TV channels across the United States to find the right people. And then we can show you numbers at the bottom. I think this shows it, but it shows you heat maps of where people are buying or where they're looking at, et cetera. So tomorrow I'll show you a rundown of one of the listings to see where we're looking at. And then here, nothing really is crazy, except for we're almost at $6 billion and Santa Clara is almost in, let me redo that. Santa Clara is almost $6 billion in sales volume so far this year. That's crazy. The next highest one is Alameda with 3.6, and then San Mateo with a lot less homes being sold, like almost half, because their houses are worth way more. But nothing else is really going on. I mean, we're seeing houses slowly sell. We're seeing houses. Santa Clara is now 20 days on market, so sped up. Last week was 21, so nothing big there. But let's take a quick look at the months of inventory. Everything seems to be growing, except for Marin County. That popped down for one reason, but that probably could change. San Francisco is doing really well. Santa Clara County slowed down just a tad bit. This is inventory, so there's more inventory than there are buyers. So remember, I always say that 6 months, when an area hits 6 months of inventory, then it becomes a buyer's market. So clearly we're nowhere near that, except for Napa, which is the last 5 years have really hit hard because second homes have become